Now for more, Newsmax contributor Chrissy Clark, Boston Herald columnist Kristin Tate. Great to see you both. Christy, how dare CNN of all places misgender someone? If we are playing by their rules, doesn't that mean Anderson Cooper needs to be canceled now?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know if you said Christy or Chrissy. My bad. I just think it's so funny that the woke left is eating their own now, right? Like, that's the best part. But the best part really was the question, actually. She went on to ask why racial groups are leaving the Democratic Party en masse. And the reality is, well, because you act so woke and you act so high and above and mighty to everybody that it comes across as pandering and, quite frankly, very rude.
Yeah, Kristin, my wife's company had them do this, and then people started taking them out. But a power play from the White House. If your pronouns are in your email signature as a reporter, you don't get a response from the White House. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt telling the New York Times, as a matter of policy, we do not respond to reporters with pronouns in their bio. So now we're hearing that certain reporters, Kristin, are literally deleting them when they email the White House, but then putting them back in when they interact with their colleagues.
Hey, I love this policy from the White House. This needed to happen. The pronoun thing has gotten completely out of control. But back to that CNN clip, Anderson Cooper has been exposed as a complete bigot for using the wrong pronouns. You know what, Rob? I think he needs to attend sensitivity training, pay a big fee to this woman, and maybe even get fired. Shame on him. But no, this whole clip, it was just perfect. It encapsulates this issue so well. And that liberal they then woman, she's asking, why are men fleeing the Democrat Party? She answers her own question by demanding that Cooper use her fake grammatically incorrect pronouns. And so for all the lefties out there wondering why they are bleeding voters, this is your answer. Radicals have hijacked your party. They pretend that, reality isn't real, and then demand that we all participate in their lives. And the vast majority of Americans think it's insane, and they're not interested in it.
Good point. Take a listen. Here's Kamala Harris over the years talking about pronouns.
Thank you, guys. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
She, her, and her?
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Just doesn't, Chrissy, feel like it's ever going to end? It's like half the country gets it, and the other half of the country is just still holding on to the ridiculousness.
It's such a small sect. I would venture to say it's not even half. I think half of the people obviously voted for Donald Trump, and so we think that's indicative of the culture. I live in a liberal city, I'm with my liberal friends all the time. They do not agree with this. They find this to be absolutely unpalatable, but they're so hyped up on abortion rights that they vote for the left, when in actuality, most of their, perceived day-to-day social causes outside of abortion are pretty right-wing.
Yeah. And I don't think nationally, I don't know when if they can't figure this out, they're going to have a tough time winning elections. Kristin, let's go to Colorado. The state legislature there could strip parents of custody of their own children if they misgender their own child. The bill stating dead naming, misgendering, or threatening to publish material related to an individual's gender-affirming health care services will be deemed coercive control, and the child will be removed. This bill is expected to be signed by the governor.
Absolutely infuriating. This is just more proof that the more centrist party, the Democratic Party, the days of Bill Clinton, those days are done. The centrist Democrat Party is over. Today's Democrat Party basically represents transgenderism, open borders, high taxes, and late-term abortions. The Democrats can't help themselves when it comes to these radical issues. Back to the transgender issue, if you look at men playing in women's sports, a New York Times poll found that 80% of Americans, which includes Democrats, do not want men in women's sports. Do you know how hard it is today in America to find 80% consensus on anything? This might actually be the one issue where there is consensus, and yet the Democrats keep coming back to it and pushing it, and it's going to be to their own peril. They may do very poorly in the midterms, even as they try to rally people against Trump because of this issue, and they keep pushing it and trying to cater to the radicals in their party.
Yeah, the bill, it's 1312, and it states that if your child's name is Karen, but wants to be called John, and you call the child Karen, that's grounds to take your child away, which is just totally ridiculous. Chrissy Clark, Kristin Tate, good to see you both. Thanks so much for being with me tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Rob.
All right. Stay